Hey everybody, it's Rizwan from increaser.org, and today I want to share with you what I've done in the last week so that you can find some interesting bits and learn from my experience. Let's jump in. Just passed the 2 months mark of the 6 month challenge, and if you look at the metrics, we can see that there is no progress. And it is a time to change direction, and the most painful part is the sale conversion. So we started with 1.1% and now it's just half of a percent. It means that nobody buys membership. And without memberships, there is no positive reinforcement, no motivation, no productivity or creativity. It's very hard for me to force myself to work on Increaser, but still I managed to do quite a few things. So the first one is the timeline on the focus page. It is part of a bigger task of improving the focus page so that people go to Increaser because they like to start a session and they like working with the timer, with the focus page, and that builds some positive reinforcement for user to come back and continue using the app. The timeline shows all the previous sessions of the day and the highlighted version of the current session. The idea is to bring more awareness of how the customers spends time and also motivate to push the current session because they see it in the context of the timeline and other sessions. Next, I updated the break interface because it's an important part of the dashboard and user interacts with it right away after the first session, and it's important for it to look good. I fixed some usability issues, so one of those was that settings were hidden unless you started the session. It didn't make much sense. And also the interface was jumping, and it's also not good. So I fixed those issues, and now it looks like this. After that, I connected the allocation concept to day goal and focus session on the onboarding stage, so it all makes sense together. So once you allocated the time, you would see that you have a goal for today based on your allocation and work week. And then you can start a session. I removed the time picker because it didn't make sense for the first session. Then there's also update on the UI side. I replaced the checkbox with the toggle because for interfaces like settings, checkbox doesn't make that much sense. And I show this a lot during the onboarding, so it's part of this first impressions. So it made sense to make this change. Finally, I updated the upstream positioning so that it doesn't include the time tracking wording, and I replaced it with what I have on the landing page. Last 2 months, I was working on the last 3 metrics and I didn't approach the traffic one. And it is a crucial metric. If I won't figure out how to bring customers to the app, there is no way forward. Even if I magically improve the last 3 metrics, without the traffic, it won't go anywhere. So it is a time to face this challenge. And for the next 2 weeks, I will try to do something. I don't know what I will try, but I need to. And if I won't figure it out, it's better to leave it for good. So stay productive.